right, Dylan is asking if he should only work with a number one agent. A number one agent of what? I know a lot of agents will market that they're a number one agent. What does that mean? They're number one in their office. They're number one that month. They're number one at what? So it's just a marketing thing. That's all it is. And that actually makes me think of a time a couple of years ago when I lost this listing to a referral, and the reason I lost it was the other agent had won the President's Club 3 years straight. And so I asked the guy, I said, well, how long ago was that? And he's like, oh, it was a few years back. Well, I looked at it. It was like 10 years back. Well, I didn't get the listing, and I'm okay with it because it became a great marketing tool for me, because shortly after that, I ended up selling another home right down the street from that. I sold it for more. It was an inferior property, inferior finishes, but I sold it quicker and I sold it for more. But the story behind that is I was going up against that same agent for another listing, and it was one of my team members at the time, and she was upset that she wasn't going to get the listing, and I asked her who the competing listing agent was, and so it happened to be that same agent that had been President's Club recipient where I lost the listing. So I took a marketing piece, and I did this, is I showed both her listing and my listing side by side, and I said, hey, this listing here was inferior. We sold it in 3 days compared to this one sold in 21 days. I had suggested that we list that house at this number. She listed it higher. Anyway, when I was done showing it, I was like, well, what do you think? And she goes, gosh, you did such a better job. And I said, yep. And that was the agent that you chose. Is that who you still want to work with? So we ended up getting the listing. But the point of all of this is real estate agents tend to embellish their accomplishments, and that's okay. But choose the agent based on what they can do for you now and not what they did a couple of years ago. If you have any more questions about this, feel free to give me a call. I'd love to hear about your experience. Like us, share us, love us, whatever. I want to hear from you.